Hey guys, it's Omen Drummer here for the third time today, most likely. And basically, this is the third part of the 3 videos, as I was saying. I did the drum tour of my smaller setup, the time-lapse of changing it to this setup, and now I'm going to do the drum tour of this. And I'm sorry if I kind of go over stuff that I said in the first video, because I actually filmed that one about a week and a half ago, because I've just been really busy and not really had the time to film this. But as you can see, the kit's set up and it's all mic'd up and everything. Ready to do some recording later today. So yeah, basically, same drum kit, obviously like the same actual drum kit, just in a different configuration. So yeah, it's still the Mapex Horizon, as you can probably see down there. And yeah, so the only actual extra drum that I have on this from the other setup is the 10 by 8 inch tom there, 10 by 8, that sounds about right. Although I do have a 8 by 7 tom down there, which is fun, but I've kind of got these toms offset, and having that extra tom, as much as I do love having 5 toms to do a roll or a fill or whatever the hell you want to say, as much as I do love having 5 toms, 4 toms is still more than most people. So yeah, and yeah, so drum sizes, I've got the 22 by 18 inch kick drum, 14 by 5.5 inch snare drum, 10 by 8, 12 by 9, so not fast tom sizes, like sort of full size rock toms, although technically I guess this is a fusion kit if you discount the 16 inch floor tom. If you think about it, because a rock kit would be 12, 13, 16, but I really don't like having 13 inch floor tom because I'm kind of OCD and I like how my drums, when I have them all up, it goes 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, so going up by 2 inches each time, not any weird intervals of going up by 1 inch and then going up by 3 inches. No, that's not right for me. So yeah, it means that I can just get them really sort of at staple sort of intervals between them, so they sound really nice to go dun 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 dun. Yeah, so now that's enough whittering on about that. Drum heads, snare drum has a Evans hydraulic in black, a black coated Evans hydraulic, if that makes sense. And I like this because it's got sort of a dry sound but also very crisp, so you can tighten out really nice and you get quite a sort of crack out of it, which is what I really like from a snare drum, and what I would really like from a steel snare drum if I could afford one. Yeah, I want to upgrade it, but it's not really on the top of my list of things to do. So on the resonance side of that, I have a Hazy 300, also by Evans. And then the toms, it goes Evans EC2, Evans EC2, Evans EC2, Evans EC2. That's nice and easy to remember. Yeah, all Evans EC2s, including the 8 inch tom that I'm not using, but I'll just tell you about that just in case that is ever back on my kit. These heads are getting a bit old now, they really need replacing some of them, but money. I'm a bit poor in that sense. I just kind of use a drum head until it breaks or sounds so atrocious that I really need a new one. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I'm waiting for these ones to break. Kick drum, Evans EMAD 2 with the thick dampening ring and sort of slam patch to help it live longer. And the other side, if you can see through there, it's just a Mapex stock resonant head with a porthole in it. On to cymbals. Paiste TST5 14 inch rock hats, just as before. If you haven't watched my other video, then I kind of go a bit more into why there's the bottom hat on top here, so feel free to go and watch that. Over here I have a Stagg DH 14 inch China, which I don't even know where, but sounds like it's got a crack in it. If you can find him, that, yeah, there, you can't really see it, but tiny little crack there, which is a pain, although, I mean, for a cheap ass China, it sounded really good for its fairly short run. But yeah, so we move on to the Paiste PST8 16 inch medium crash. So in the last video this would have been a PST5, but cracked that multiple times, and yeah, it was time for an upgrade. So I was thinking about going for the Sabian XS20s, but the store that I use was out of stock, and also like the day before I was going to order them, they boosted the prices of them up by like 30 quid each. So I was just like, no, Paiste. And I was very close to buying PST5s again, but I thought I kind of need an upgrade, so I went up to the PST8s. So that's also PST8, but yeah. So this is a medium crash, so not a rock crash, just a medium crash, not a thin crash, not a rock crash, just a medium crash. Then we got the Paiste PST5 10-inch splash. The only Paiste, whatever you want to call them, PST5 cymbal that I haven't cracked, and this is probably the second oldest cymbal on the drum kit. And now we move on to the oldest one, which is this bell, which if I ever manage to crack this, I'll be very proud, as it is thick as hell. Yeah, I like them thick. Giggity. So this is a Stagg black metal bell. It's 6 inches, and I believe it's the medium pitch one, but I'm not quite sure about that. But yeah, any of them. I get a lot of questions about this. Everyone goes, oh, is it a Zilbel? No. Zilbels cost like 120 quid. They look a lot nicer, but they sound pretty similar. This was like 30 quid and goes ping very loudly, so I think that's all you want out of a bell, really, isn't it? So yeah, that's Stagg black metal. They're very nice. Check them out if you want. It's just another nice, fun thing to have in your arsenal of things to hit, really. That's how I like to sum it up. Paiste PST5 20-inch rock ride that has cracked. Yes, I cracked a ride. If you can crack a hi-hat, you can crack a ride. So yeah, this guy's very dirty, but there's no point in shining him because I have some amazing news which I didn't even know about when I filmed the last video. I went to re-enroll at college the other day, and I was talking to my tutor, and I told him that I was planning to buy a Sabian AAX ride, and my plan was to buy a second-hand one off of eBay for about £120, and he was like, oh, I got an old one that I've bought, never used, and it's in brilliant condition. Give it to you for really cheap. So if that goes through, I will soon have a Sabian AAX ride, which is fun. I kind of wanted I was going to go for a stage ride, but any ride will do. Paiste PST8 18-inch rock crash, which still hasn't been shined since the last video. Needs polished, but needs to be polished rather. But like that takes effort and dirt everywhere and stuff. This is a piece of shit. It's a Meinl HCS 18-inch China. Sounds like garbage. And annoyingly, it hasn't cracked yet. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. I want to crack it so that I can replace it. So that's sort of the drums and cymbals. Hardware, it's mainly Mapex 500 series. Hi-hat, double bass pedal, all the cymbal stands, they're all Mapex 500. Tom mounts, Mapex 500. Booms coming out of the Mapex 500. The only real things that aren't Mapex 500 is got an old Pearl boom there, which is holding up the China because I kind of lost a clamp and stuff, and so I had to go on a boom arm, not another stand, which is a pain, but yeah. And then I also talked about this a lot in the other video, so I suggest you go and check that out. There'll be a link in the description, but this is a Gibraltar Ultra Adjust snare stand, and it's probably the best snare drum stand in the world. I'm just going to put that out there. So yeah, I've got a hi-hat stand, boom cymbal stand. This is actually a boom cymbal stand with a clamp attaching the tom holders to it, and then a boom coming out of the tom holders, if that makes sense. So this is a big sort of mishmash of different crap in here. So we got that there, yeah. Boom stand, straight stand. Yeah, they're fairly cheap, and they hold stuff well. Like, they're not, when you kind of go to adjust them, they're kind of a bit sluggish, and you need two hands definitely, but I mean, I just adjust stuff, lock it in, and then it's set for until I next take it to a gig. So that's fine for me, really. Yeah, I do also have my old snare stand, which is, again, 500 series, and that's there because within not too long it will be holding a Alesis sample pad, which I will be using partly for triggering bass drops, because I'm kind of a twat like that. I don't know if I will, I kind of want to, just something to piss about with. And also it will be used for triggering my kick drum, because I'm fed up of how this one sounds. I can't be bothered to buy a better mic, and I just kind of want to, well, if I do that, it'll just work better. So one last thing, microphones. I'm just going to go over this now because I know I'll get a shit ton of questions about it if I don't. The main sort of pack that I use is the, where's the box for it? It's over here with all my other cables and crap. Samson 7 kit, which I've got an unboxing and sort of, actually I don't think I've done a review of that, but I have an unboxing of it. And I use that. I've got the kick drum mic from it, the Q kick in the kick drum, which kind of, it's not a very good kick drum mic, but you can just about get it to sound nice. So that's in there. I've got the Q snare on my first tom, because obviously it comes with 3 tom mics and I've got 4 toms. So Q snare, Q tom, Q tom, Q tom. Then on my snare drum I have the lovely Shure SM57, yeah, SM57. I don't know why I stumbled at that, it's an SM57. Overheads, CO2s, both side. And then all of that runs into my mixer, which is a Behringer Xenyx X2442 USB, which is going to be going soon because it's not big enough for me. It's big enough for recording drums, but not for live stuff. I am fed up of running out of channels on it, and I'm going to go to a bigger mixer because this one's kind of it's, well, actually I want to say it's limiting, but actually it's very, like the amount of routing options on it are pretty much endless. Like seriously, it's an exceptional mixer. One problem with it is the interface in it is kind of a bit fucked. You may have noticed on some of my videos recently, there'll kind of be a few split seconds where the drum audio suddenly cuts out and goes to a completely different bit and then sort of cuts back in. That's, well, from what I can tell, that's this being a dick. So yeah, hopefully that won't happen too much in the next videos I'm going to record today. But yeah, so moving on. I do have a snake which I usually use to wire all this up, but it's currently getting ready to go out to a festival which it's being used at. So it's not in here, so I've just kind of put everything straight into the desk, which is kind of a bit neater I guess, but at the same time it's not as neat, which makes no sense. But yeah, that's kind of my whole setup. I do have lights, but they're not up at the moment because the T-bar that I use to mount them off of is again getting ready to go to that festival, and it's not actually mine, so I borrow it off my friend when I can. When I can't, well, I just use these lights up here which are all pointed at my drums. So you may notice the next couple of videos won't be white light, they'll be kind of orangey yellowy light, and everything will shine and glow a lot more, but it won't look quite as good, and the camera angle will be quite slightly different and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's what I have to go through to make videos for you guys. And drumsticks are the same as the other video, Pelwood. Check them out, they're really, really good. And I think that's about everything. Yeah. So, bye for now.